here we go, guys. I really need a haircut soon, but it's not me who is in the focus today, but rather these two lovely guys over here, Mr. Crippling Depression and White Eagle. After we had the finals of Division 1 and Division 2 last weekend, we now come to the lower two divisions, which doesn't mean we will see bad games though, because these guys got so much better over the season. They weren't that bad at the begin with. And yeah, these two guys are for sure material for Division 2 now, and that's where they're heading for next season. And yeah, they are fighting over $15 today. And yeah, over who takes the honor of being the first place in Division 3. Crippling Depression, really strong show up against Gearhead, really strong show against Kolkol, 2-0 getting here. But the same goes for White Eagle, beating Wonder Noob 2-0, who was super strong in the group phase, and beating Gensei, whom he actually lost against in the group phase, 2-0. So both coming here with a clean sheet in the playoffs, and really showing that they are the best in their division. So this is a good match, guys. We are really going for something here. I'm really excited to show you these games. And yeah, prize pool sits at $360. We will freeze that now for now. This will stay. You can contribute if you want to, but rather wait till the page for season 3 is up, as that will be soon. We also have an announcement. I will have an announcement later today regarding that. And yeah, Crippling Depression versus White Eagle. That's the game we are going to head into. And I'm really looking forward, guys, to bring you that. Because both of these guys are so good. The map bans we got for game number 1 are Lenina, Orsha East, Ostrono, Brest West, Gora Calvaria, and Tali Ihantala. And the map we got out of that is Harashaya. And yeah, in that we will head into now. The divisions picked we will see in game. Yeah, apply that. Make music a bit louder as well. And then we will go into here. As we are here with White Eagle playing the 9th Cavalry and Crippling Depression playing Panzerlehr. I think we have to turn down the graphics a bit. I think that's on high. Yeah. Sadly cannot run that. Let's go to custom. No. First to very low. Then to custom. From where we change the texture, the terrain quality and the texture quality to medium and low. So we have at least something that is somewhat reminiscent to a normal Steel Division, and no water bugs in anything. And yeah, 9th Cavalry versus Panzerlehr. Both with Vanguard, so both really aggressive here. This will be a good match, guys. I'm really excited to cast White Eagle. He is really the story of the league. That's what we wanted to see. Someone who lost his first game in the season, looked relatively rough for him in the first couple of games, and then he just improved so much. Really put in the hours there, trying to give us the best game possible, and that's how he ended up here. On the other side, Crippling Depression was pretty good in the beginning of this division already, both coming out of Group B. But yeah, Crippling Depression ending up at 2nd place there, White Eagle as 3rd place. Let's actually have a look at what their matchup against each other looked like in the group phase. I forgot that we could see that as well. Crippling Depression versus White Eagle. A 1-1 tie, and that was week 5, guys. So yeah, that was actually pretty recently, and that was a tie. So these two guys really show us that they are on par with each other while being the best in the division. And yeah, really looking forward for a game, them showing us that they're still on par here. Puma's coming up. 9th Cavalry is all about the Kazachi spam. Ognos, Oshnas are also really nice. They have a really good fast start. Then they have a lot of Kazachis supported by MCHAs. MCHAs on this map, not the best map for MCHAs. Still a pretty good map for MCHAs, but no map is really bad for MCHAs. But against Panzerlehr they have to be careful, because there can be Panthers and so on, Pack 40s and all of that shenanigans. so they have to be careful with the Amchars. Amchars are not the king of this battlefield, but they are for sure a workhorse. Not the biggest fan of T70s. T70s with their 45mm gun. The APCR shells can penetrate 100mm, but the other ones can only penetrate 75. Not the most reliable tank. 10 rounds per minute is okay, but 30 accuracy is pretty bad. Only 1 MG for 40 points. That's 40 points. That's nearly as much as a T34, and that's not on par with a T34. Not even close. With their 65 frontal armor and so on. So, yeah, I'd rather have more MCHAs or so on than these guys. Not the biggest fan of them in my deck. Brings them in with 1 veterancy. Arjunars with 2 veterancy as usual. Everything else without veterancy. We will speed up a bit, so we get through here. At 2 times per collision, this is a best of 3 finals. They decided on best of 3, so that's what we go with. Like finals are used to be best of 5s, but yeah, if they decided on a best of 3, so yeah, that's what we get. You got it. Like, you can make it out with your opponent. I think your opponent is standing now. I don't know who won the semi-final though. But yeah, I don't want to spoil it here anyways. But yeah, you can figure it out. Time to collision, get in contact with them, figure out if they want to play a best of 5 or best of 3 beforehand, not whilst you're in the series. But yeah, if you let me know beforehand and so on, then we will do. Yeah, so get in contact with them, figure it out, and then we will have a lovely Division 4 finals soon, hopefully, as well. Really looking forward for you and whoever you're playing, because the other 2 guys in the semifinal there, Luriad and Vasily, both strong players as well. So yeah, we are speeding through here. As per usual in Division 3 and 4. Bit of a longer deployment phase, but yeah. 10 minutes, I guess, we will start. And then we will have a short... We will pause the game, so we see where all the guys are going. We will talk a bit about what the deployment looks like. Yeah, here we go. Let's double check. So, White Eagle going relatively aggressive as per usual on Harushaya. That's where you want to go, especially if you have as many Jeeps and with Ognomashikis and Arjunats. On the other side, only a small token force for Crippling Depression going there, but don't think he will hold against it. I mean, he has 3 Flammenwerfers, so they can help out, but against 7 Ognomashikis, that is not enough. His focus, I guess, will be on the south, where he has quite a couple of Panzer Grenadiers, some Flammenwerfers, yeah, and a leader. But on the other side, there's still quite a couple of Ognos. 3 Ognos, a Sapari PPSH, some M42s, and some OBs. Those are going aggressively as well, so White Eagle really focusing on the flanks. And in the center, there's all the Kazakhis falling the town. Well, all the Kazakhis, it's 4 Kazakhis, to be precise. Kazakhi SVTs, they're not as strong anymore with as they didn't get buffed, while the normal Kazakhis got buffed. So, yeah. I'd rather take the normal Kazakhis if you have still cards left of them. Maybe he has all the cards of the other Kazakhis taken. That's why he goes with the Kazakhi SVTs. But yeah, we will see. Puma in the north, and 2 Panthers already hitting the field. Let's see how White Eagle deals with them. Not the easiest to deal with for 9th. There are divisions that can deal better with tanks. Flammenwerfers hitting the field. Ognomachiki is trying to come in. Panzer Grenadier is not in the best position here. Just not in a position to stop that whatsoever. Ognomachiki over here might be, but oh, OB going too far there. But yeah, M42 helping out. Might actually kill the Panzer Grenadiers and transport. That would be a big blow for Crippling Depression's defenses. Not microing there. Those are stuck. And if he doesn't unload them, they should go down soon. M42 firing its APCR shells, but yeah, now it gets the kill. Saperi PPSHs and Ognomachikis moving in. I think he lost one Ognomachikis. Oh no, two over here. Okay. Yeah, the northern push as expected. T-34s and T-70s going a bit too aggressive there. Might actually go down to the Puma. Yeah, should go down to the Puma. If the Puma gets another shot off. The mutual kill at least, so that's fine. Pumas ain't cheap, so yeah, that's fine. Ognomachikis over here going a bit too far. Get the kill though. OB25, not the biggest fan of them being here. Would have rather liked them over here. He has one in here. Would have rather liked the Kazachis going forward and the OB in here. Bit too aggressive over deployment for my liking. But he has a T-34 support. He has a couple of Ognos here. Panzer Grenadiers in the forest. Never doing well against something like Ognos. Yeah, really got killed so far for White Eagle, but he will lose the OB now to the Panzervernichtungs. Brings in some luck 3 with the good old rockets. They don't do much against Panzer Ds as the rockets are rather abysmal. Only 82mm HE rockets. 20mm cannons cannot do much either, but they can do at least a bit. And yeah, the OB goes down. But so will the Panzerführer. Crippling Depression not microing carefully here. That's a bit where you can see the difference to Division 1. Micro is not super on par in this division, but they're still doing... You can see that they know what they're doing strategically. The overall movement is fine. Only the micro for stuff like that is a bit questionable. But yeah, T-70 over here doing well against the 234/1. Getting the gun with the APCR shell, but will take a while with the APCR to kill this one off. So Panther might actually come around. No, Panther not coming around just yet. He knows about the Panther, so moving the T-70 forward is a mistake there. Again, one of those micro issues. And somehow the Flammenwerfers of Crippling Depression are able to deal with the 7 Ognomachikis for White Eagle. That is quite a surprise. Crippling Depression holding on in the north in the infantry fight is really a big surprise actually. Holding out in the south as well, so it's only 13-11 for White Eagle. Crippling Depression could have ended up much worse here. Brings it actually back to a 12-12. And his division is better in the long run, I think, here. With all the Panthers and so on. If he can bring enough on the field that he can support the Panthers, he's doing well. So what White Eagle wants to do is make it scrappy. Because his units, he always can afford a good combined arms. Panzer Lehr struggles in affording a good combined arms. If your infantry dies and you have to reinforce your infantry is really expensive. Panzer Grenadiers are expensive infantry. If you lose your Panthers, your tanks are really expensive. So affording a combined arms is really expensive. While on the other side, MCHAs and Kazachis, T-34s and Kazachis, really cheap. OB-25s, really cheap. M42s, really cheap. Luck 3 as air support, pretty cheap. So all of that allows 9th Cavalry to have a solid combined arms and using whatever section of the other guys' combined arms are lacking. But if the other guy also gets combined arms, his combined arms are better. So what you want to do is really taking out one of his sections and then forcing him to struggle the whole game through to set up his combined arms. And yeah, so far White Eagle did an okay job of it, but he has to keep up the pressure. He really has to bring it back. Would like to see more Kazachis in the south. Too many tanks for my liking down here. Yeah, 3 MCHAs is unnecessary, especially if you already have a T-34 here. He cannot push with that. He doesn't want to keep it on a 13-11. He really wants to push for 59, I think. Really wants to bring the herd onto Mr. Crippling Depression. AG-18 over here, firing into the town. Kazaki SVT. Oh, OB versus OB over here. IG wins the fight. Mosapari PPSH is coming in. IG trying to engage the MCHA over here. Oh, okay, mortar half-track coming up. So yeah, right, the Crippling Depression at the moment is able to set up his combined arms, and that's bad for White Eagle. That's pretty bad for White Eagle. He has to keep under pressure. That's why... Okay, so he wants to push the pressure into the center, but he doesn't have his combined arms in the center anymore. He lost the MCHA over here, I think. And with the Emchar going down, and his anti-tank gun over here also going down, he is in trouble. Trying to kill tanks with his Luck 3. Luck 3 though taking too long. Okay, that's a bit weird. Circling there a bit too long. And yeah, the Panther in the south is dangerous. White Eagle not microing fast enough here, already losing a T-34. Emcha in danger. Will not be able to penetrate the Panther on this distance. So yeah, Emcha has to disengage if he wants to survive. Doesn't do so, and I think that's his last breath. Yeah, there he goes. White Eagle not being able to put the pressure on he needs, I think. Loses PPSHs in the north. Brings out more M-Chars and so on, but yeah, I don't see this working out for him at the moment. Crippling Depression really able to set up the combined arms he needs. Has a Panther everywhere. Has solid infantry everywhere. Not amazing just yet, but solid enough. And he brings in AA, he brings in mortars. And yeah, White Eagle not able to put the pressure on he needs with a 9th Cavalry. Kazakh Kamradi going down, and yeah, he trades not effectively enough either. Like, you don't have to trade super effectively with 9th Cavalry if you play Vanguard, if you really put the pressure on, but you have to trade at least somewhat effectively. And in the last couple of minutes, there was not much going down for Crippling Depression, which really puts the hurt onto White Eagle. More Kazakh PPSH is coming in the south. Yeah. And some Sis-12s. Really, really good AA. Might actually be able to kill the fucker wolf here. That's some of the best AA in the game. Not quite getting the kill there, but yeah, those 25mm dual guns are really, really damaging anything getting close. Able to shoot on any plane out there, especially if they get in range of the... Yeah, and that's what he wants to do. Bring it close to the combat. Close to the commander there. And get a good air coverage. Both sides now having the commander out with the STKFs at 251/3 coming in for Crippling Depression. And he gets up to a 1311 now. And yeah, White Eagle is hurting here. Not having the infantry in the north. Tanks too often fighting against Panthers. Harsharia, pretty good map for Panthers. Not still not amazing, but they can get in pretty good positions here, shutting down large areas of the map. They can still get bullied out of there, but it's not the easiest job. You really have to do it methodically. So yeah, even if you kill the Panthers, they might take enough attention of you that the other player there is allowed to beat you somewhere else. Other maps, Panthers often... Panthers are not the best tank in this game. Because they often are just so situational. If they are in the close quarter combat or so on, they suck rather hard because they have such a low side armor. But if you get them in a good position, they can do so much work. And they can feel pretty OP, but they're for sure not. They're one of the most balanced tanks in the game, I actually think. Two is in danger of getting shut down here. But 220mm shouldn't do the job. No, it survives. But yeah, with the mortars, with the Panther D, and with White Eagle not having a real answer for it, the situation goes pretty well for Crippling Depression, going up to 1410 now. And White Eagle in a bit of a pickle here. Panther D in the north should be able to deal with the Yamcha. Yamcha over here trying to deal with the Panther. Got off the M42. But it's the M42 who gets the side shots. And the M42's chances of penetrating are not the biggest. But if you get some M-Chas together with it... No, you don't want to retreat there now. You actually want to fight that Panther, I think. Don't you? With them only having 45 side armor, they can get killed from the side shots. So if you fight them from both sides, you should be able to do it. Might lose a tank there. But yeah, okay, forced to fall back. Doesn't get the kill there. Maybe the angle was so that both still ended up in the front line. It was pretty wide angle though, so I think one of the shots always should have ended on the side. So unlucky there that he didn't get the Panther kill. I would have expected the Panther to go down, but yeah, sometimes Steel Division... It's just so slightly that you don't get the side shot and then you don't get a kill. But yeah, still Crippling Depression in a good position. With the Panther kill, I think White Eagle at least would have achieved something in his favor finally again. It would be a bit bigger, but yeah, as of now, Crippling Depression's forces are piling up, and with now 5 Panthers on the field, him having AA in the center, having autocannons on the field, having Panzer Grenadiers everywhere in sufficient enough numbers, this looks really rough for White Eagle. Not gonna lie. SIS-2 is his option to deal with Panthers, and I think it's a good option, but if it gets shut down by fucker wolves, you are struggling, and the Luck 3 over here, not on its best way to engage the fucker wolf. Gets a couple of rounds up, but not really much there. It was hitting from a weird angle, and there's now Luck Feelings in really big numbers in the center. White Eagle now bringing in a bit more combined arms as well, as he brings in his own mortar guns. Opening fire onto the mortars of Crippling Depression, but he cannot kill the mortar half-track with mortars. Bigger artillery guns can kill them, but yeah, only mortars cannot do it, and he loses his fighters. So White Eagle's combined arms get worse, while Crippling Depression's one get better and better, now even bringing a Hummel out on the field in the beginning of B phase. If you see a Hummel hitting the field that early, you know the Panzerlehr player is in a good position, because Hummels are 130 points. 130 points that don't affect the front line directly and need a time to pay off shows you that Crippling Depression really feels safe and well in this series here. Having a mortar half-track in itself. Yeah, a couple of M-Shots going down over here again. White Eagle really don't see any point of combined arms where he can win here anymore. Pressure in the beginning of the game was where he was supposed to win this, and then if he would have kept that on, I think it would have looked a bit differently, but with him not being able to put the pressure on in the second half of the A phase, in the minutes 5 to 10, this game really turned out good for Mr. Crippling Depression. Gets the kill on the Panther finally, but the second Panther turns around. Now shows the frontal armor to these M-Chas, so the M-Chas are in trouble. M-Cha over here went, and M42 over here went down, so that they cannot get a side shot anymore onto this Panther. SIS-2s might help out though. Pack 40 is hitting the field as well, and the second Hummel, that's really ballsy actually. But he can afford it because he didn't lose anything in the last 8 minutes or so. Kazakhis getting behind the line. I like that move by White Eagle. Can get those into the village. Might put some pressure onto White Eagle. Using the seize order here. Don't see those too often. So period H's here. Killing off the half-track. Yeah, the mortars of White Eagle are in trouble as the Hummel opens fire on to them. And they cannot kill off the mortar half-track, so they're really inefficient in their job here. The way to go, I think, would be using them onto the AA, but I don't know if he's used the AA. Let's actually have a look if he has any vision onto that. No, only sees the mortar half-track. So yeah, he cannot kill that off, and with that, he cannot bring in any planes as there's 6 20mm into the center at least. He could bring down some stuff down here, but he already lost a couple. Loses another M-Char down here to the Pack 40, but kills the Pack 40 off, so that's an okay trade. But overall, yeah, it's looking rough. Bringing in another 82mm mortar But that's what you want to have an A. That's not your B phase artillery that you want to get into when you are in stalemate. Especially not if the other guy shoots at you with Hummels and mortar half tracks. Bonus of mortar half tracks above normal mortars is they have radios, so they are much more accurate. And yeah, Hummels are just having such a big bang. Okay, opens fire now onto the AA. Might actually kill off the Flak 38 over here. Would be a good start. Looks good. Okay, last couple of shots don't end up on target. Kazakhi PPSH is moving in over here. Lumwevers in the north. Couple more Panzer Grenadiers coming up. Getting a kill onto the Flak 38. Kazakhis down here, engaging the Pioneers. But the Pioneers winning with their satchel charges. Really pinning down the Kazakh PPSHs. With that, it looks really rough for White Eagle, losing his infantry, and overall, the amount of the numbers of units on the field, I think, is pretty even. But the ones of Crippling Depression are just so much better in average. Panthers are better than MCHAs, Panzer Grenadiers are better than Kazakhis, mortar half tracks are better than mortars, Hummels are better than mortars. Only the AA maybe is better for White Eagle, but yeah, he's in such a pickle here. Crippling Depression methodically winding him down here. Never risking anything big. That's really interesting. Like, really strong play there out of Crippling Depression, not taking any major risks. Like, the only bit risky move I think was the Panthers moving in over here. But even them they are working out. It's just two guns now moving forward. But the MCHA might be down till then. Two bomber coming in. Really good bomber. But they cannot break the stalemate here. And yet 3 Kazakhis are not enough to help you out in any larger push down here. Panzer Grenadiers dealing with the Kazakhi PPSHs back here. Behind the lines. Pathadine, one of them now in a bit of a struggle with the SIS-2 guns hitting the field. But they killed the MCHA off beforehand. And the OB over here is in trouble as well. So overall, still really good position for Crippling Depression. I really don't see a way for 9th Cavalry to change that. Because 9th Cavalry is a win it early or don't win at all deck. At least in 1v1s. In team games, they still have the capabilities of just lasting longer than the enemy deck. But if you play them Vanguard, I don't think that's your way to victory here. And yeah, with the like, I want to make this game. Want to tell you guys that this game is interesting, and this game is still open, but this game is not open at all. I think we see a really slow death animation here for White Eagle. He's really trying, like he's trying to use the tools that he has as best as possible, but he just doesn't get the tools he needs for a game like this. And really, the skill of Crippling Depression was to force this game onto White Eagle. Like, you can say, oh my god, yeah, this is unbalanced, Panzerlehr wins this engagement for sure, but yeah, you first of all have to get to this position with Panzerlehr. And Panzerlehr is really a division that hurts in the early game because they have only expensive units. It's not as bad as in Steel Division Normandy 44 anymore, especially as you can get quite a bit of income in A phase when you play Vanguard, but still, they don't have the combined arms they really want to in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes. And if you keep on the pressure on them, they never get there. So yeah, Crippling Depression was able to hold White Eagle back good enough that he was able to build up his combined arms, and now he really, really slowly, methodically plays it down, knowing that his combined arms are just so much better than White Eagle's. And yeah, White Eagle really trying here, but MCHAs are just not the tool for the offensive warfare, and neither are Kazakhis. Kazakhis and MCHAs are good for aggression, but if you're the guy who gets bogged down by the artillery, who gets pushed on actually at the moment, you're not the guy winning with 9th Cavalry. Hummel's really doing the job over here. Off map, helping out a bit. That actually helping out a bit more than a bit, but there's still the Panther down here, and that's the issue. If there wouldn't be the Panther down here, I would see an opportunity here now for Crippling Depression. But with the Panther still being there, I just don't see it. Even if he has all these MCHs. Off map comes back again, but yeah. Guess face unloading the 85mm into the Panther might have been the option here to try something. Because what he basically needs with a big breakthrough in the south, Panthers over here would still make that dangerous. But maybe a big breakthrough in the south over here, and then trying to swing into the north. But yeah, getting there is just such a tough task. And not losing the center while doing that. And yeah, the center is in the pickle right now. Panther D's moving forward. North also not looking too strong, but yeah. Crippling Depression playing a bit too defensive for my liking, but yeah, I mean, that fits Pencil there. And if you play Vanguard against Vanguard, that's absolutely fine. Off map coming in against White Eagle, but yeah, the Panther might get pinned down this time, so that's maybe something. Panther D still surviving, even the Luck 3 AT not being able to get a kill there. Those should have been in A phase, I think. But yeah, with the Hummels now pounding down White Eagle's units down here, he cannot even push anymore because a couple of his units died, a couple of his units are pinned down. Panther is not fully pinned down just yet. MCHA trying to move in, but one of them... No, none of them going down so far, so okay, that's okay, but they also don't pin down the Panther. And now one of them goes down. And yeah, I don't see the second one getting the kill there. Especially not with the Panther Granny is slowly but surely getting unpinned again. And yeah, now the MCHA going down, both MCHAs going down, and that's basically the end, I think, here. For White Eagles' hopes to have any chances of getting back into this game. 2 over here came in with the bombing run. White Eagle really having good ideas, but as I said, he lost it in the early game, and it's really hard for 9th Cavalry to get back into this matchup. He had the right ideas, but his push in the north went a bit poorly. And then yeah, the push in the south was also not that well executed, and then he just had 2 or 3 minutes too long of not putting the pressure on. Like, sometimes with 9th Cavalry it feels wrong because you lost so much, but to put on the pressure, but it's actually what you gotta do. Because your enemy lost stuff as well, and as I said, you can bring in combined arms every minute. Like 150 points allow you 2 Kazakh squads together with 2 Shermans. That's combined arms. Your opponent can afford 1 Panther or 3 or 4 Panther Grenadier squads. That's not combined arms. They have to afford bring in 2 minutes of income for combined arms, and they cannot, like, if you put on the pressure all the time and kill their 1 minute stuff before the next minute arrives, you're basically winning the game. Because yeah, your combined arms is just so much easier to set up. But yeah, that didn't work out for White Eagle, and then he was a bit too shy for a question there. Can I understand that? That's really a tough question to ask, pushing it, even though you lose heavy numbers of units. And like knowing when you really got to push, like sometimes it's also not good to push, and then it's suicidal, and then you just look absolutely dumb. So yeah, it's really... 9th Cavalry is not the easiest division to play. They look so easy because it's all about the spam, but they are relatively intelligent. God, me struggling with English there. Spam. But yeah, we have a good game here for Crippling Depression, really showing off what skills he got, why he is here. I think that game will for sure go for him. I hope we will see White Eagle showing us in game 2 that he can bring on the push he wanted to bring on. But as of now, this doesn't look good for him, and yeah, I think we're with the 14-10 shows, and so does the big blue blob over here. White Eagle now forced to use his F-22 artillery guns as AT guns. Not the worst in that role, but also not amazing. They have the AP shells 8 rounds per minute, so yeah, not bad. But 30 accuracy is pretty abysmal. And yeah, 1.5mm of penetration is not crazy either. Like, I take it as an addition to the artillery role, but that's not what you would have as your main AT gun, and that's basically what it is right now. Because all his SIS-2s went down, a lot of his M42s went down as well. Yeah, the Hummel's really putting pressure on. F-22 is really doing a good job. I think his off-map placement was also pretty good. Would have liked that in A. Like, yeah, if you play Vanguard, bring your off-map in A. You want to win in A, so that's where you want to have your best tools. Off-map is okay to stop pushes. If you have 2 off-map cards, bring one in A and one in B, but if you only have 1 off-map card, bring it in A. Or if you have 2, bring at least 1 in A. So yeah, you can make breakthroughs, you can push onto the enemy. Like, off-map is good in B, but not for a Vanguard deck. Like, off-map is actually better in A than in B, cost-efficiently wise. But you don't want to be cost-efficient. Like, in B, because in B there's more units on the field, so you can pin down more units at once. But on the other hand, like, in A you want to get the breakthrough, and that's what off-map allows you. It allows you to get efficient breakthroughs. Like, there's a couple of units like that are better in A than in B. Like, for example, all the 100 meter range infantry is better in A than in B and C, because there's less infantry overall in A. So that infantry that has long range is lower number. So even if they get engaged by infantry, they don't get engaged by that much infantry. So the chances of getting into 100 meter range is much bigger. Like for example in towns. So stuff like that you always have to consider. And yeah, off-map gets better in later phases of the game. So that's why you see them often in B-phase. But even though it feels a bit unintuitive, as a Vanguard player you want to have them in A. And yeah, maybe the game would have looked different if there was 152mm. It would have come in an A and maybe allowed them a push in the town. Maybe allowed them a bigger push in the north. Or in the south. Now they were a defensive tool and like a last-ditch effort to try to make a push in the south. And it still looked okay. But yeah, wonder how it would have looked if those 120 points would have invested in A. Because as 9th Cavalry you can really afford them in A. Thanks for the follow, Rohan Hawkins. Also, thanks for the follow, Face SC2. Missed that at the beginning of the stream. Good to see other StarCraft fans around here. Really enjoy that game as well. That's why I got the name I got. Panzer Grenadiers down here, engaging. And yeah, more Panzer Grenadiers coming in. Hummel's doing the job over here relatively well. Constantly putting on the pressure here. And Crippling Depression really using his artillery. I like how he has the permanent barrages going on and yeah, just molding down White Eagle here. Taking away all the combined arms stuff out of White Eagle. All the tanks are down. It's just a couple of infantry spots down here, but those are not a problem for the units of Crippling Depression. Kazaki SVTs not doing anything in the tanks. Superior Precision are a bit dangerous for Panther Ds, so I don't know if that's the best push you could do as Crippling Depression right now with the Panther D over here. But he doesn't really mind, he's just so far ahead right now. You have 22 over here, engaging again, but yeah, this is over guys, not gonna lie. Like really, the one off-map push down here was the last chance for White Eagle to turn it, and even at that point, if he would have succeeded, it would still have not looked great for him, but he would have had a shot again. But with that failing like 10 minutes ago, this game was over. We are getting closer and closer to a 15-9 right now. Crippling Depression would just a move over the map, I think he would win it. But yeah, that would still put a bit of a risk onto him, and he isn't 100% sure how much White Eagle has. He doesn't see what we see. So yeah, that's why he does this still slower and a bit more methodically. Then he could do it, but yeah, you don't want to want to maybe lose a game that you held safe in your pocket in a final game like this. This is not like in a ranked game. I think you would play more aggressively, but in a tournament game like this, you don't want to throw and give your enemy any chances. Looks a bit more boring, but is for sure the safer method to victory. As there's really no comeback potential in that currently. And like in a deck that can bring in like Ice Hughes or crazy air spam or something like that, or against someone who plays a flat line or balance against you, you want to be more aggressive, but against someone who plays Vanguard, and as a deck that is wholly focused around putting pressure onto UNA, can be as careful as Crippling Depression is by taking your victory. Might actually lose the Puma over here, but IG and Panther actually might kill the Kazakis before that happens. Yeah, there's so much firepower firing onto the Kazakis right now, so yeah, I don't think they actually get the Puma kill. And with them going down, it's a 59. Yeah, 59 around the corner. Kazakis being pinned down, being forced out of the building. They're going down relatively fast right now. Flag falls now, and that's a 59, and that's 4 minutes on timer for White Eagle. He brings in, he still keeps on the fighting here. Really like the spirit here. Don't want to give up in the final game. Don't want to give up any chances. How slim they are. How slim they might look like to win this game. Like in this game, really, if you see it from our perspective, it's over. But White Eagle doesn't see our perspective, so yeah, might not fully see the extent he's losing at, and even then he would still fight on. Kills off the Panther here. There's more bombers in the north. Yeah, bombers are a good comeback mechanic, but you don't get like the 2-2s are amazing bombers, really cost efficiently with the 115 points for 9 100kg bombs, but you don't get them in huge numbers in 9 early, so it's not like you get 4 or 5 out of them then from 1 second to another, and somehow over 15 minutes or so after killing off the enemy AA you crawl your way back into a game. That's not what's gonna happen here. You bring in 2 all 5 minutes, and yeah, that's not enough to win you a game, and especially if you lose them and there's still good enough AA to effectively kill them off every time they come in. Yeah, off-map still good from White Eagle, but really not in a position to get any comeback here. 9 Kazaki squads down here. Really putting pressure on, but yeah, mortars are good here. Mortars are amazing here actually. Putting so many down at once. Another 2-2 coming in, but the Whirlwind actually puts a hurt on the head already. Focke Wolf coming in as well to get the kill, and if, yeah, we are still again back to 59 at this game. It is pretty over. Kill off the infantry of the off-map, so that's good, but yeah, his infantry is not in the shape to get any crits if he pushes in. He brings it back to 14-10 for a couple more minutes, so yeah. Crippling Depression could just run over everything here in the center. It's 4 infantry squads and 4 artillery/AT guns, and then the AAPs. Another 37mm AAPs. Like them with 2 stars, really good idea there by White Eagle. I usually want to bring stuff in with 1 star, so because you don't want to waste stars, and if you have a commander on the field and leaders, that would be a waste of a star, basically, because you cannot go up to 4 stars. And then, yeah, you left out a couple of at 37mm for same effect, because you can only bring up to 3 stars. But yeah, if you're not sure if you can provide the coverage with leaders all over the field, bringing them in with 2 stars from the get-go, not a bad option. F22 is still fighting here, trying to kill off one Panther actually. They can do the job here. Engaging another Panther over here, but there's just so much firepower now coming around the corner for Crippling Depression, and yeah, he gets the flag back in himself. 59, 1 minute 28, 28, yeah, 1 minute 20, and that's all we will see of this game. Pretty sure the game will be over after that. Not seeing Crippling Depression getting any more flags back. Hampshire down here. Might bring a Hail Mary flag push somehow over here, but yeah, then we might see a couple more seconds, because yeah, that's even if the time doubles, it's only 2 minutes, so that wouldn't really matter. And I think the time will only go down at the CVC right now, and yeah, that's the last minute we will see of this game. So let's get ready for game number 2, guys, because White Eagle for sure has the skill of making this closer in this series, boys. Crippling Depression getting good 5 minutes in the game, early game. White Eagle not getting the engagements he wanted there, or not getting the engagements he wanted the way he wanted them to go. Like, yeah, the flanks didn't went the way he wanted them to be. We would have pushed it there more, would have forced Crippling Depression of microing his reinforcements more and so on. That would be the point where you start winning with 9 probably. Your enemy has to micro and watch out for all his transports so they don't get killed in transport and so on, and have to put in time into that. That's where you win the game. When he doesn't have time to micro his mortar half-tracks and so on, that's where you really put the pressure on. But yeah, that wasn't that kind of game. It was a slow, methodically Panzer Lehr win. And yeah, kill death ratio shows it as well. Crippling Depression winning here in clean fashion. Really good game from him. Still a good show of White Eagle, and I'm really looking for game number 2. But that will be in 5 minutes, guys. So yeah, see you then. We'll go into a short break here. Okay, here we go again, guys. Crippling Depression versus White Eagle, game number 2 in the best of 3 finals. White Eagle in blue has 5th Panzer, so he changed speed a bit. He's playing Flatline now. White's Crippling Depression is playing Bits Logo, staying on Vanguard. So this time, it's the tables turned. We have Slutsk West, I think it is. I think it is. And yeah, it's Crippling Depression now. Who? Oh no, it's not Bitsuk Logo. Wait, it's Viborg, right? Yeah, it's Viborg. Sorry, guys. I saw the B was here, but Bitsuk Logo is a small B, and this is Viborg, and this has IS2 on Vanguard. So yeah, he has to win the game early. White Eagle has to is the guy who wants to stall out the game. So basically, tables turned. Though on this map, IS2s are amazing tools for pushing. So let's see how this goes. We don't see Viborg too often, but yeah, it's one of the most balanced IS2 divisions, I think. They get a lot of cards of them, but they get limited, like they only get 1 of them per card in A. Then they get 3 in B, and 6 per card in C phase, right? Yeah. So they can get a lot in C phase if you want to bring them in there. But the issue is, all their infantry is limited to A and B phase. The only card they can bring in C phase is Automachiki. And Automachiki is a shitty card for C phase infantry. So you really don't want to play them balanced for that. But on the other side, only getting 1 IS2 per card is not the most cost efficient card of tank slots either. So yeah, you really got to balance it out. Crippling Depression balance it out with the 1 IS2 per card in A phase, and that's where you want to go to. But yeah, that means his numbers will be low. If White Eagle can bring them down, if he can hold on for the first 10 minutes, he will be in a really, really good spot. Question is if he can do that, because IS2s are tough beasts. And yeah, 5th Panzer has Panthers though, they can deal with that. Has Pack 42s, they can deal with that. Misses Pack 43s though. Pack 43s would be the go for, because they deal really well with them. Elephants, they also do that. No, not elephants. Nashorns. Sorry. Wrong tank destroyer there. Yeah. Stormoviki coming in on north. Sis2s in the safe. Yeah, so far Pack 40s in good numbers. Oh no, only one pack. A couple of shots from Flammenwerfers. Some MGs in horse. Yeah. There's 2s, KV1s over here. Doing really well. Flammenwerfers coming in. Well, White Eagle got the counter pick here, so yeah. He picked 5th Panzer against Viborg. Don't know if that's... Can we see the bands actually? Don't think they put the bands on publicly in the SOD bot. That's the issue. No, they only picked the map there. What is good to pick on this map versus Viborg? Anything with a Pack 43, basically. Anything that can stall out the game. Or, like, well, you don't know if they play Vanguard or balanced. But yeah, anything that, like, 25th Panzer Grenadier, 352nd. Yeah, for sure 78th, but you never will get 78th. Hammer and Göring with all their anti-tank planes. But Hammer and Göring will be banned most of the time. So 25th Panzer Grenadier and 352nd. The question is, 25th Panzer Grenadier might have been banned as well, so maybe 352nd was the only other division okay. I think 5th Panzer is an okay division here, though. I think they have the air capabilities of holding down the IS-2s and then killing them off with the other tools. They have good numbers of Pak-40s. They have good numbers of Panthers, so they can even they're like against the Vanguard. Viborg, they can take the trades. Like if they lose 2 Panthers for 1 IS-2, that's still okay for them in the long run. Right, 122nd, also an idea there. Not my favorite division, but yeah, it's an okay division. One. Right, 122nd is a division most people are not too familiar with yet, though. So yeah, I didn't see them too often. I think that will take a while till people will pick up to them. I think they're a fine division for the league, where the top divisions are banned, because I think they're like a B division, B tier. They're not A tier material, because if they would have Panzer Grenadiers, they would be up there with the 25th Panzer Grenadier in A tier, but they don't, so that's why they are in B tier. Yeah, same goes for 352nd. If they would have better infantry, just a bit, like one more Pioneer card or Panzer Grenadiers, like even 1 or 2 cards of Panzer Grenadiers, they would be there in A tier as well. As of now, they are B+. I think 352nd is a tick better than 122nd, but against Viborg, which is also only a B tier division in my eyes, they would be a good pick. Both of those. 5th Panzer is a fine pick as well, though, I think. It's not super struggle. Like, they can deal with the tools. They have the tools to deal with it. It's not like a Koruk or so that just gets rolled over by IS-2s and sits there like, what do I do here? Yeah. Yeah, right. No bigger anti-tank planes is an issue, but he has 250 kilogram bombers. He has quite a couple of ground attacker planes and so on. Ground attacker planes at the moment struggle a bit. This is a bit annoying. Like, yeah, if they would be better, I think 5th Panzer would be much better, because their ground attacker air spam in A can be, was amazing. At the moment, with the issues of getting onto target that ground attacker planes and fighters have, they're not that good. So that's, I think, the reason why we don't see 5th Panzer lately that much, because yeah, like their air spam can be so devastating if you get when fighters ground attacker planes get onto target. Really played that tactic quite often in ranked mode when it came out, and then I felt bad for it. So yeah, I was like, I don't do that anymore, because it just felt so savage. Mortar half track coming in, bringing in the smoke. White Eagle actually putting the pressure on here, going up to 59. Don't think he will hold out the center for too long against the IS-2 spam though, as yeah, Crippling Depression really wants to go on up to this hill. So yeah, we need the Pak-40s. This Pak-40 here has to get into an ambush position. You don't want to show this one up too early. You want to show it when the IS-2s are starting to move on this road. Same with the Pak-40 over here. Move it a bit back. Wait for the IS-2s to get a bit closer. And then open fire with both. Bring on... he sees them now, so he needs the Panthers now. Minute 2, he needs a Panther. Minute 3, he needs a Panther. Minute 4, he needs... maybe a Panther, maybe something else. But in the next 2 minutes, should be something to deal with the IS-2s. He basically knows that all the income Crippling Depression has is here. He doesn't need to worry about anything else. The infantry down here cannot kill him. The stuff up here cannot kill him. This is where he needs to go. He's up to a 49, but that doesn't matter. 14-10, that doesn't matter. He needs to kill this off. If he kills this off, he wins the game. Basically, that's it. Smoke it maybe off. Put a smoke layer in front of them. Yeah, not the biggest fan of Mortar playing that, but yeah, Mortar is okay if he pins down that one. Yeah, goes on for the ground attacking ME410. Trying to engage the SD over here. Should get a couple of shots on it. It might actually get the kill. No, doesn't get the kill. Yeah, Pak-40 engaging too early. That was an issue there. You don't want to lose that too early. No Panther in B was an issue. Yeah, didn't got the pin on the 37mm. So yeah, the ME410 was not the best here. He loses to Pak-40, that's a big blow. He needed both of them, he needs stuff. He needs stuff on the ground. Panzer 4 hitting the ground, not the best there. Pak-40 wasting a shot onto BA-10. Pak-40 has to run now, you don't want to engage on that range. You want to engage in slow ranges. This is not the combat you want, and if he loses this Pack 40, he is in big trouble. And Pack 40, it looks like it right now. White Eagle not microing it, and yeah, that's a big issue. Another Pack 40 coming up, but yeah, if you would have had a better, waited a bit longer, IS-2s are slow tanks. You have time to deal with them. You don't have to engage them on full range. You don't have to engage them when they show up. You have to engage them when they put the hurt on you. And the IS-2 over here wouldn't do anything to you, but if you put the Pack 40s out there, they die. And if you lose them, you don't have tools to deal with the Pack IS-2s anymore, and that's where the trouble begins. Doesn't matter how many assault super you bring onto the field, if the IS-2s sit there on the field, they win Crippling Depression the game. IL-2 coming out now, and yeah, the Pack 40s just showed themselves too early. Second Pack 40 going down, and with only one Pack 40 on the field against still two IS-2s, you don't stand a chance. I think this game is going pretty bad now for White Eagle. IL-2 KR coming in, loses his plane even now, as there are two 37mm on the field. And yeah, this game is basically over. Even Pack 36s. Put some Pack 36s up here. Let the enemy come up your hill, and then open fire. With the heat shell, they can kill IS-2s. But yeah, he didn't do anything like that. Yet, like, you really don't want to engage the full range against IS-2s, especially if you only have one Pack 40 engaging at the time. If you get them ambushed, if you get them side-shotted, that's where you want to go. You really want to wait against IS-2s. IS-2s are so expensive. The enemy does not have much more on the field than these IS-2s. They're 145 points each. They have slow rate of fire, they are really slow. Only 29 kilometers off the road. So you have so much time against them. You need to take that. And White Eagle didn't, and that's why he is losing the game right now. Even letting the channels up the hill right now, and yeah, he doesn't have anything to stop that. They will kill off the Pack 40, and then this game is over. Flag 38 coming up, but yeah, it's looking really bad for him. Like, it doesn't matter what happens up here, doesn't matter what happens in the town, doesn't even really matter what happens down here, because there's no anti-tank guns anymore to scare off the IS-2s. And that not being the case, this game is basically over. Pack 40 will die, and when the Pack 40 dies, the channels are a bit too... Yeah, the channels should move up here, but now with the channels doing that, Panzer IV will do absolutely nothing against IS-2s, and yeah, this is the end of the Pack 40. Gets engaged even by KV-1 right now. Flags coming in, but they don't matter. Pack 40s is what matters, and with him losing all his Pack 40s, this game is over. And he had good positioning, but yeah, you really have to take your time against the Viborg, because a Viborg Vanguard player, you know there's IS-2s coming in, eh? And on the map like this, you know where they're basically coming. They're either coming down here or here. And yeah, Crippling Depression decided for here. Like, maybe you can also bring them up down here, but there you have even more time, because if they have to go into a village, you can use your Grenadier, the Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerfaust to deal with them. But yeah, where we are right now, this game is over. Sorry guys, but yeah, IS-2 is moving up the hill. Pack 40 is all down. Panzer IV is the only way to do it. Yeah, air doesn't really help against the IS-2s. It helps against a lot of other stuff. But yeah, IS-2s will just roll over till the end of the map. They're just trading too cost efficiently right now. Filling off everything. Rolling right next to the Panzer Grenadier. That's what might have actually rolled over them. I don't know why Crippling Depression is microing backwards, but I guess he doesn't want to show himself up to the hill. Another Pack 36 coming in. Yeah, with a like, if you would have secured the hill up here with Pack 36s and then a Pack 40, the IS-2s would have come too close, you would have popped them out. Or he would have forced Crippling Depression to wait long enough with his IS-2s that he would have had enough Panthers to deal with them and so on. Like, so many options, but he chose to let his Pack 40s engage. And that's where you see that those guys are not Division 1 material, because Division 1 player would have chosen that engagement differently. I guess Division 1 player would have also chosen another division, but that's not the point. The point is using the tools you got, and Pack 40s can deal with IS-2 34s. But you gotta do it right, and White Eagle didn't, and yeah. It's like we got a 2-0 victory inbound for Crippling Depression right now. But there's really no tool here. Panther A hitting the field, but one Panther A is not gonna cut it. No matter how you turn it. IS2's coming in. T34 over here. Engaging Flak 38. Panzer Force over here. Engaging the T34 down here. And yeah, IS2's really putting the hurt on. Killing off everything here. And they still have enough AP shells to deal with the Panther. Another Panther coming up, but yeah, Panther's rolling in piecemeal. You just gotta wait till the IS2's out of rounds, and he cannot wait that long. There's too much other stuff rolling in. T-34s, KV-1s, Su-76s, infantry in form of Stolkies, Chanos. Wyborg doesn't allow you. Like, no division does allow you traits like White Eagle took them. Cannot trade against any division like that. Kills off one IS2. No. Was looking wrong there. Pulled off something else there. Yeah, one Panther went down. Second Panther now in combat with an IS2. IS2s take forever to reload, so if you get 3 Panthers onto them, if they miss with the first shot, you can't pin them down. You can't kill them off actually with Panthers. So yeah, that's what you want to do, but one Panther at a time is not doing the job. Yeah, next one goes down, next one comes in, but yeah, even if you maybe would have waited till you had 3 Panther Ace here, that might have actually been a chance for a comeback. It would have been still a really tall order because there's so much stuff on the field now. There was still a couple more IS2s coming, waiting, but yeah, with him losing all the Panthers already and only one Panther A coming up, it's over, guys. It's the curse of the finals, guys. We have super tight semifinals, and then we have pretty one-sided finals. It seems that's the curse of this season of the league. Hope Division 4 will prove me wrong, but yeah, that's how it feels right now. Even though both players on a good day are able to show each other into the eye and play a tie series, this doesn't seem to be the day. Crippling Depression now up to 59, and he's winning everywhere. Winning the north, winning the south, and absolutely demolishing the center. Another Panther G coming in with the APCR shells. And yeah, having one of them and 2 Panther Ace would have been the combo he needed. But with that, he had to stall for time, and he didn't do that, and yeah, that leaves him lacking here. Division bans are per map. Map bans are for the whole series. Time to collision. $59 now for Crippling Depression, leading over White Eagle. And yeah, this game over here is going down. White Eagle's still trying to clinch on, but I just don't see it. For the best counter first Polish, no clue, mate. Something with good AA and good anti-tank capabilities. 25th Panzer current game? No, 25th Panzer. No, that's horrible AA. Don't know. Yeah, 9th Cavalry can work, I think, against First Polish, because you got Shermans against T-34s, and you get good AA. I think 9th Cavalry actually works wonders against them, because Germans win against T-34s, and their AA is good enough to... And their Lux are also cheap AA fighters that can deal with IL-2s. I think actually 9th Cavalry is a good pick. Not a counter though, I don't think there's any counter against First Polish. First Polish is just such a solid division all around. Yeah. Also, it really depends on the map. On an open map, anything with Panzers or anything with Tigers can work out as well. It can stop there. 34 spam. If you have like anything with Tigers and good AA, so not hard to neck. But yeah, Crippling Depression is winning this game. 17-7, 18-6, and yeah, this is the game, guys. I cannot see any changes in here. Panthers just going down in droves. Still both IS2s alive. Third one pushing down the south. Yeah, it's an 18-6. Red Eagle really lost both games in the early game. First one by not getting the aggression through, and second one by not getting the defense through he needed. And yeah, that leaves him in the losing the finals. He will still go up to Division 2 though. So yeah, and he's still worthy contender for Division 2. Really looking forward for him next season. He gave us really good games up into the finals. And even those here, he still showed that he has the skill that brought him to the finals. But yeah, that he is here for a reason. Just not able to give us the games he wanted to give us, I think, though. And yeah, that leaves Crippling Depression as the winner in Division 3. And yeah, this is not a nice KD. It was a bit of a walkover, but yeah, that happens when you cannot deal the IS2s. And yeah, means Crippling Depression takes the $15 prize pool. And yeah, this brings us to the end of the stream. And the end of the stream is an announcement, guys. Because yeah, I worked the last couple of days on something. And that something is this. It's Steel Division League Season 3. Start 20th of June. Will be the same format, only that we hopefully get a Division 5. Also, that we get up to 60 players. And yeah, players will be seeded after SD2 League results and tournaments. And yeah, fresh recruits do the same as in Season 1. And yeah, top 3 players advance into playoffs as usual. And then the changes are in the match stuff. We have a map pool now. I asked the players of Season 2 what maps they think are too imbalanced. We took those out. Therefore, we reduced the map bans to 2. So you, out of the map pool, you still ban 4 maps. That leaves, like if you... Wait, no, don't want to do that. If you leave ban 4, you leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 maps open. That another one of those maps, the bot will pick your map. So I still think the diversity of maps we will see is still good enough. Allows us a better map pool, not always seeing the same map bans, but tactical map bans now, and not only banning maps that are not that great. And then we also changed the picking order. Picks are now like the winner of the coin flip decides if he wants to be player 1 or 2 in the first game, then it switches around for game number 2. Player 1 will ban 2 maps and so on, and then player 1 will pick a faction, player 2 will pick a faction. That's basically the same. Then player 1 will ban 2 divisions. Player 4 will then ban his 4, and then player 1 ban 2 more, so that there's a bit of more dynamic into the division banning. And it still doesn't take too long because you still pick it and bulge. But yeah, player 1 can react to the division bans of player 2 a bit, and player 2 can at least react to the first 2 bans. Then player 1 picks 1 division. Player 2 picks 1 division and picks the income. That's the big change here. That's what we gotta do in FAT. Actually. Division and income. And then player 1 picks income. So yeah, that's the changes. Everything else is the same. Playoffs, yep, the same. And yeah, sign up link is down here. I will put you down that link into the chat so you can sign up for Season 3 right now. And yeah, can sign up there. I also will put you the direct sign up link in there in a second. Give me a second. Yeah. So yeah, that's where you're gonna go, guys. Hopefully, we will see all of you in Season 3. Hopefully, we will get up to a similar prize pool. Matcherino page will be up soon. Still building that one. But yeah, sign up for it. Really looking forward to see you all. 20th of June is the date you gotta save for Season 3. As we're closing out Season 4. Only one more match to go. Time collision against whoever won the other semifinal in Season 4. In Division 4. I'm not sure if I will bring it to you live, but I will for sure bring it to you in the next, either today or in the next couple of days, like Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, stay tuned. I will get you informed via the Discord. If you are not on the Discord yet, ! Discord into the chat brings you to our Discord. You can also find the link down below. And yeah, that's it for today's, guys. Thanks again for the new followers. Thanks again, all of you, for supporting the channel. We'll rate someone. I will figure out who we are rating while it's taking a net break. We'll let you know. We'll let you know, guys, after.